Hello, I'm Steve. This is my brother Rich.
Long time no see.
Welcome to Jamsin Entertainment, and this is another segment of Spoiled Brothers, where we talk spoilers about the movies we just saw. Spoiler alert! You've been warned. In upcoming spoiler talks, if we can't get together within a week of seeing the movie, I will go ahead and just do a spoiler myself. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Start with your thoughts.
It was good, better than Episode 7, The Force Awakens, probably because it was more original content, even though everybody kind of had a general idea of what was going to happen, just not how it was going to happen. But yeah, they put good time and effort into it. It's promising to know that the next few movies aren't going to be lousy repeats.
Well, like I said in my non spoiler review, I can't necessarily compare it to the other ones because it's not part of the saga. It's just an add-on, and
It's still a Star Wars movie.
it is. But the other ones are like a space opera, and this is a war movie.
How are they operas?
You know what I mean? Space tragedies. The following of the Skywalker family, and this one is just straight up a war movie. There have been complaints like the characters weren't that strong. I enjoyed them. What did you think of the characters?
They were fine.
Yeah. Now, I can kind of see the complaint, but when all the characters die, does it really matter? This is more story driven than it's character driven.
Exactly. It turned into a suicide mission.
Yeah. Now, the characters didn't necessarily know that going in for the most part. I mean, once they got to Scarif, they probably figured, yeah, we're probably not going to make this. But you take a look at the opening of Star Wars A New Hope. They only have a paragraph there. That's what's in canon aside from Rogue One as of now. They didn't necessarily dive into what's called Legends now. So for what we got, if you're walking away saying it's good, that's really astounding. They did take elements from it. What did they take from it?
What do you mean?
Like the story.
Well, I mean, basically, it says it's described in the opening crawl of Episode 4.
Well, I mean, like, what did they take from Legends? Because they did take stuff from Legends.
Oh, well, I mean, just kind of like personalities. I mean, the original story was a single agent who was a former Imperial officer who went to a completely different planet that was less guarded because it was supposed to be completely secret, and it was just a place to keep the Death Star plans. It wasn't a research and development compound.
Now, the agent he's talking about is Kyle Katarn, which some of you probably know, and his pilot, Jan Ors. We both agree that in this film, they more or less did a gender reversal. Cassian Andor kind of sounds like Kyle Katarn, or at least like it's there, and Jin Eros, very close to Jan Ors.
Actually, not really. I mean, the roles are similar. The personalities are.
Well, no, I'm talking about the names. The names are similar. I mean, Cassian Andor is a little more of a stretch than Kyle Katarn, but Jin Eros is close to Jan Ors. I think it's fan pandering because you get a lot of that in this film. Not so much where it's like, see, we're giving you Star Wars. See, we're not like, not like kind of to the extent of Marvel. Marvel, I wouldn't say that's fan pandering, but they're just kind of shoving Avengers in your face. That's always going to be a little pet peeve of mine. But they did a very good job of bringing us new characters and staying true to what Star Wars is. What were some of your favorite moments?
Primarily Tarkin.
Yeah, there have been complaints about Tarkin and Carrie Fisher's character at the end, which they're both CGI. Tarkin doesn't look as good as Carrie, but they do a really good job. It's a little more distracting because Tarkin plays a bigger role than Carrie. I mean, she literally has like one line. But
It shouldn't matter. It wasn't a hack job. It was done very well.
Yeah.
CGI is just what people do now. If they want to go back to puppets and stuff, that's awesome too.
I don't know. Could you see a hand puppet Tarkin?
Just saying, people that complained about Yoda being CGI in the prequels, what's the big deal?
Yeah, I mean...
it's awesome to have somebody actually moving around in a little puppet costume or whatever, but it's also not just stiffing the puppet stuff, it's also it's like a concept car. That you make one concept car and it has a bunch of stuff in it so you can see what people like and see what else you can do with it. That's what they did with Yoda in the prequels. They were just testing the CGI because it was newer back then and seeing what the boundaries were for other things.
And I have more to add on to that, but it's going to be a separate video. It's going to appear on Movie Stuff Friday. But let's get to the best Vader scene to date.
Well, unless there's something really cool in Rebels that we haven't seen.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking on the big screen. The Rebels have the plans, and they're trying to rush it to the 10 of 4. And you think, at first, they're just going to the shots where Episode 4 starts. The Rebels trying to hold off the Stormtroopers. But no.
Wrong.
It is just Vader himself. Because they kind of do like a foreshadowing by having black smoke this time instead of white smoke. And you see Vader step out and he's kind of like, I gotta do this. Sparks the lightsaber and he just mows them down. You can kind of tell that Vader's bored with this. And he's mad. This isn't anything to him. And especially when he puts the one guy up on the ceiling and slices him on his way out. Oh.
Well, when you think about it, it's not too much different from when he just becomes Darth Vader and goes through the Separatist leaders, except none of them shot back.
Yes, but you don't see a whole lot of that on screen. You see some parts in a hologram recording, and you see him spark the lightsaber before the younglings, but then it cuts away. This one, see Vader...
He cut through the Separatist leaders the same way he cut through
the
Rebels.
But they didn't go and show him cutting down younglings. That may have warranted a rated R if they did that. But in this one,
I don't think you ever really see children die violently on screen. It's usually beds.
Maybe.
Dying from a disease or something.
But this movie, in my opinion, is almost as good as Empire Strikes Back because it's just as dark. In Empire Strikes Back, Vader is relentless, just choking his subordinates left and right, and you can see, the next person is I got to do a good job. It's Vader. He's gonna kill me. I got exactly what I was expecting, and even more. I love this movie. You got any final words on it?
Nope.
Real quick, I still have a little more to talk about Carrie Fisher, because it actually kind of affected me more than I thought. I recently rewatched the original trilogy and Episode 7, and it was kind of tear-jerking for me to see her and realize that we're only going to get one more film as her as Princess Leia. One more film that Carrie Fisher has done, period. It is confirmed that Episode 8 was finished filming. It just needs to go through the rest of the post-production of cutting, editing, and promotion. So, thankfully, we'll get to see her one more time.
It'll be kind of like watching Star Trek with Anton Yelchin.
Yeah. They'll probably have something at the end saying, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. I was fortunate enough to meet her. This is my tie-dye shirt. It's a collage of all the original movies. And so far on it, I have Peter Mayhew, Jeremy Bullock, who's Boba Fett, Carrie Fisher, and David Prowse, who is the original Darth Vader. It was an honor meeting her, and she kind of had a glitter fetish, and I feel a little bad now that I didn't let her glitter me up, because this is pre Episode 7, because I had no idea that this was going to happen. She's going to be surely missed, but as I said in my tribute video, her star didn't go out. It's only shining brighter. If you like what you saw, like it. If you think other people will like it, share it. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. And remember, live your imagination.